At the beginning of the year, I had some serious problems up here from animal damage. And you know what? Let me just show you what that looks like. So yeah, spring was a little bit rough around here. We had such a huge winter that the voles were extremely active and they went to town on the lawn. Now, as soon as the grass started to come back up, I started to get a lot of ground squirrel damage as well. So I did a few different things where I used TURFMEND here behind me, as well as down here to fill in some different spots. So this was an area that got really eaten up, as well as down below. Now, what some of you might not know is I also did some Scott's Easy Seed, and I want to show you where that is. And then we're going to dig down a little bit more into patching versus plugging versus resodding and doing the whole thing. This still has damage. That was put down with the Scott's Easy Seed, and it hasn't totally filled in. You can see right behind it, there's a little hole where the ground squirrels come out, but they haven't been active in a while and it's still struggling. So we're gonna do something about that today. Now, as usual, there are other spots on the lawn that are gonna have troubles. Dry spots, that can be fixed with water. We don't need to cut anything out, but we're gonna look at some other potential problem areas and talk about some solutions. And I'm bringing in an expert to talk about it right now. Okay, if you don't know who this guy is, I don't blame you. I know him and I don't want to. This is Jeff Stamen. He is with TURFMEND. TURFMEND is his company. You've seen that featured on here a number of times. Jeff comes from a golf background. He is I'm not gonna call you a seed guru, but you seem to know your way around it pretty well. Is that fair?
Bit. Yeah, fair.
A little bit.
Just facts, Jeff.
You need a knife?
Nice, we're going to. Yeah. Skizzers?
Hey Jeff, have you ever opened up your own product before?
No. Not those ones.
So as I'm coming into the end of the summer here, my lawn's looking pretty dang good, but I've got a couple of spots where my regular irrigation didn't really hit. The Irrigrain has definitely been outperforming everything else that I've had here. So I got a couple of dry spots. I've got those couple little things that were from voles or ground squirrels. So we're gonna look through that, but overall, total condition of the lawn is pretty stellar. There's just a couple little things that could use just a touch of extra help, and these bare spots we are going to repair. That's nice. What do you got for us there, buddy?
We got the TURFMEND Blue, which is HGT and RPR ryegrass, 80/20. So we're gonna open this up and see if we can help fix this bare spot. So I think one of the most important steps is you need to make sure you rough up the area and just not put it straight down. So we just got a little garden hoe here. Just kind of take it and rough it up. And you can kind of see it's on the back too. Rake out dead grass. Now we'll apply the seed. Just kind of level it out right there, and then we'll throw some water on it, keep it wet. Should have grass pretty quickly.
So now here's something that you can, this is just my opinion, okay? And I wanna make sure that everybody understands that. So there's a whole bunch of different varieties that you can do for your grass type, right? I am a bluegrass lawn here. This is now, at this point, when I first put this turf in, it was an 80/20 rye blend. Well, over the course of 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, the rye is pretty much gone. It just gets taken away, the bluegrass takes it all over. Now, in the springtime, when I did my patch repair here, I used just the straight rye. That was what I used out here because I want coverage quick. And knowing, because I have bluegrass, it's just gonna cover it all back in. As soon as there's coverage, the grass is gonna spread in and take it over. But I wanted to get that covered as quick as possible. So again, in my opinion, just for me, if I was trying to patch and repair cool season turf, and I really don't care what it is, if it's fescue or whatever else, I typically would tend to go towards the rye mix to cover it fast. You can always come back in and add other seed over the top of it as everything fills in. choke it back out. The rye will be the weak link pretty much in any of those mixes. How's that sound to you?
Yeah, I recommend the same thing for golf courses, sports fields. If they have a blue rye mix and they want it to get repaired quick for divots or get games back on there, I always recommend 100% rye. But obviously, if you have a tall fescue lawn and you're worried about contamination, you got to do what you think is the best for your particular lawn.
Okay, so down here on the golf green, this is a completely different animal, and you can see a couple of spots where I've been trying to do a little additional repair. And what I've done is sort of plugged from over here with my hole cutter and moved into areas where it was a little thin. Now, I want to just kind of remind everybody how this has gone. This was overtaken by fungus, and given how much time I was putting into this, which wasn't a ton, I wasn't really able to repair this very quickly. However, I used the TURFMEND greens mix, which has this green sand. I'm going to show you right here. And all this is starting to come back. It's just slowly coming in, and it'll fill in before the end of the year. But let me show you what's going on here in that sand mix. Now, one thing I've done out here a couple of times is I've used that sand, the TURFMEND sand mix, and I've kind of used it as like a top dressing with seed to go through this turf to help bring it back.
I think it's great for that. It works well for divots, and a lot of people use it when they verticut greens and just want to kind of top dress and overseed.
When would you not recommend patching? Like using TURFMEND, when you talk to people, because obviously we always want to do the best for our customers,
right?
And it doesn't always work to do something like that. What situations do you find that's
I mean, there's infinite number of situations where our product doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But a couple big examples is if you have a hillside that's all dirt and you're thinking about seeding it, and people ask me, hey, should I use TURFMEND? No. You want to use probably someone with hydroseed. So once it rains, it's still going to stick there, or maybe it's an opportunity to use sod. It's just a patch product. It's great for golf divots. It's great for sports fields, but it's for patching those areas. It's for patching home lawns. It's not for creating a brand new surface. So make sure you do what's best for you. And then if you're going to do a big project and you're going to have some bare spots, I would definitely consider our product when you're done with that.
So obviously I have been a big supporter of TURFMEND for a number of years now. Any opportunity that I can help to grow Jeff's brand, that's why he's here. We've become good friends over the last few years. This is basically a one-man show who's out there hustling. And I'm going to tell you that the last couple of days he's been out here with me. We've visited golf courses and superintendents, and the guys absolutely love the results. He's sold a few more courses around here. We went around and played a beautiful course. It was awesome. And just how quickly the professional industry, and it might not feel quick to you, but how quickly it's been adopted and moved up into the professional world is pretty fantastic. And now, because it's available on homedepot.com, it makes it a hell of a lot easier for all you guys. And for me, I always have some around, always. There's always a bag here in case I need to throw something down. So it's one of those situations where this is something to just have on hand for your lawn, for dog spots and things like that. Rake it up, throw the material down, start watering it, get it up. And that's what we want to do. And if you want to have a lawn that looks like that, then you can't have bare spots and you need to fix it. So that would be the recommendation. That's what I'm going to tell you to go after. And if you want to see, again, how it looked at the springtime, check out this video right here. It'll give you a good idea of how we've gone from that to that.